Thank you so much for praying with us in the nationwide prayer campaign to end abortion forever. Thank you. We really need to be united all the time. I say this a lot of times because this monster we call abortion needs to be booted out. We need to vote the right way for pro-life, and the doors will open for us. We will have Jennifer McCoy today, who will be speaking on something very beautiful and very healing. It occurred to her last weekend at a Rachel's Vineyards retreat where miracles happen. So stay tuned. Thank you. Hi, everybody. As you might have remembered, Jennifer McCoy has been on before. She's spoken once with her husband and her daughter, her two daughters, once alone and once with Zach King, or twice. I think it was twice with Zach King. But she, as many know, is in the forefront carrying the torch of life. She has been thrown into prison for this, and Mother Teresa has even given her words of consolation in a letter. And today she will speak about something that happened very recently. So recently, it was only last weekend. So it's a beautiful, beautiful healing letter. And I'll let her tell you the rest in just one moment. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I just wanted to, I guess I'll start in chronological order. Just to make it short, in the beginning of my life when I was a teenager, I was forced through an abortion by an abortionist held down against my will, and that was done to me. That defined a lot of who I am, why I do the pro-life work that I do, everything like that. The other person didn't want the abortion either. It was a bad situation for us because he wasn't in a position that we should have even been together. But it changed everybody. About 20 years ago, I went on a Project Rachel retreat, which changed my life and gave me back a lot of the ability to function better. And because I was and I hadn't forgiven my mother until then, because it was my mother who set that all up. And so time had gone on, and just this last weekend, I had another friend confide in me who had been, sorry, I'm outside. Another friend confide, oh, I'm so sorry.
She's at an abortion clinic.
I'm out at an abortion clinic right now, yes. So I had another friend confide in me about an abortion experience that made her suicidal even up until this day. And so I looked up a Rachel's Vineyard retreat last week when I was in Michigan. And I found one that particular weekend, and I was going to take my friend. And then something came up and she couldn't go, and I had already set up things to go. So I felt like I was supposed to go. So I took a cousin of mine who really needed that healing also. And on the weekend, in the beginning with one of the exercises, I was asked, as Jesus said, what is it you want from me? And I said, to do his will and to know that I'm doing it. And I went back to my room, and I felt all of a sudden a desire to tell the other person involved in that I was in a relationship with back when I was younger, to write a letter to his son. And he did. And that letter has been amazing. I mean, so many other people could benefit. So many other people should hear this. I believe that's why it was given. It was a huge grace to me and to him. So if you don't mind, I'll just read the letter.
Yes, please go ahead.
He started it by saying, a letter to my son, Austin. It is done, and it feels good. Thank you. Dear Austin Christopher, today you would be a much younger version of me if I had allowed you to be born. Each day, something or someone is born. Flowers are born, the morning star is born, but you were not born. Through our fault, my most grievous fault. Your mother, who today lives in another state, really hesitated. No one tried to dissuade us from that fateful decision. I have been angry with myself for not saying no to the atrocity that we committed. Many times I wish I could go back in time and change so many things. But time machines don't exist. They aren't part of the structure of our reality, and we have to live out the consequences of our decisions. The only way we have to travel in time is in our own mind and our own soul. You were just waiting to see the light, my son, and that light was taken from you by the decisions that were made at a time I was not strong enough to carry out my Catholic beliefs. I denied you the morning, the afternoon, the night. The dawn, water, heat, cold, books, symphonies, poems, friendship, the bridge in our city, the smell of the rain falling on the earth, lullabies, bread and wine. I denied you smiles and tears. I denied you eyes, hands, a heart. I denied you the right to cry out for your mother and father. I denied you the right to be born. The only thing I didn't deny you was that which I could not. The fact that you are in the gentle arms of our Creator, and then already and always belong to you. If I had only known, if only I had known how much it hurts and how it affected your wonderful mother. If only I had known that it hurt so much, son. I recall the Bible passages from the slaughter of the holy innocents by King Herod. I write these words after the distance and the decades that have passed, but it seems as if my sin had been committed yesterday. Even though it has been confessed, your loss is ever present in my mind. It is a constant and eternal goodbye in my life. St. Thomas Aquinas said, all of us will be reborn at the age of Christ. Today, somewhere in heaven, you exist at the age of 33. You have a name, a face, and a voice that are unknown to me. Sometimes I wonder who you would have been. A doctor, an engineer, a musician, a mathematician, a philosopher, a professor, a priest, a worker, a carpenter. On the day we meet, my son, after leaving behind the sorrow of this shallow existence, I will hold your hands in mine and hug you with all that is in my soul. And you already know what my first words will be. Forgive me, son. Sometimes I pray that you exist in the next life for the sole purpose of forgiving me. That is one of the ways I am able to get through the remainder of my days. And I hope that I too will see the face of God as you now do. Love, your Father. So that's what was sent to me. And I had no idea after all these years and very little discussion about it. I had no idea that that was there. And I'm grateful that he was willing and able to say those things, because I think that they're meant for many other people. And if they can help someone not go into the clinic, someone look at all the consequences of what happens when we make those decisions, then a good will come from something that was meant for evil.
Amen. And also for those men that stoically carry this heaviness, it's an opportunity if they go to one of these retreats, or even if they don't, just to also write or to acknowledge the human human child that the dignity that this child deserves. And
and the eternal soul that goes on
yes,
for all of us.
and that soul still exists.
Right.
And there's healing in the acknowledgement of that, because in the gravity of the sin, you could truly say sorry to God. You could really, and you will be forgiven.
And that was always my worry for the other person involved personally in my things. And I was always concerned that he wouldn't be able to make peace with God or himself. And I have that same concern for my mother. But after he was able to write that, I see that he's well on his way. And I think that if he makes a retreat like I ask him to, all that will be completed. So, and I just suggest that to anybody who's been carrying that. There's so much. And he stoically carried that all these years too.
Well, we're just hoping that when this is rendered, this video is rendered, that if you know somebody who needs to listen to this, to give them encouragement that it's not going to be something that fingers will be pointed or you'll be judged, but God has in store for you something else, such healing. Please send it to them. You know, we need people to be healed nowadays. I mean, look at the rawness of people are all coming out, and a lot of it is repulsive. But it's because their pain and brokenness is being exposed.
Agreeing once again back to the divine mercy of God.
God is good. Jennifer, thank you so much for all of your work. Thank you for
I don't do much of anything, I don't think.
well, just having a dozen kids on your own. No, just kidding. But I really appreciate it, because even when it came to my consciousness, or my my urge to be part of this, you're already doing this, and there's all these people that are doing it, and I'm so grateful for that, and hopefully we can carry this on.
I'm sitting outside the clinic with two wonderful ladies, Vivian and what's your name? Nat. Okay, and they're here, and they're very faithful, and they've been out here longer than me.
Thank you.
Oh, and one lady comes every day.
Oh.
And she went way back to Father Westland, like me, even, and was part of Wichita in 1991 before me.
Oh.
So I'm grateful for the ladies that were out here. When I was driving by and I saw it was almost time for the show, I said, what better place to be than in front of the mill?
Oh. Well, thank them for us. Thank them for
They
us.
can hear you.
Thank you.
You're on speaker. Bye.
God bless you.
God bless you. Bless you.
Pray for this live stream to grow.
Yeah, we will. We certainly will.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you, Karen, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share that so that it might help others. And it as it did him. I think he's listening, so.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless.
We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in. God bless you all. We love you. Don't forget to come back tomorrow to pray.